Hello, I'm Jay Blaine, the Director of Policy and Research for the Utah Education Association. Today, I want to give you a short tour of the Utah Legislative website and go into a little bit about how a bill becomes a law. I'm going to use a few examples to illustrate my points. First, we're going to go to the legislative website so that I can walk you through these points. As you can see, the legislative website is broken down into a few simple areas: legislative bills, Utah Code, committees, audits, budget, research, and legal. Mostly we're going to focus on bills today, but in other times you can go to look up your legislators here, find out who your legislators are. It's very intuitive to use. I'm not going to go into any detail here. Here's where you can look up bills. I'm going to use a bill as an example from the 2022 session of things to look up in just a minute. If you scroll down just a little bit, you can see the calendar. You can look at by day what things are happening, things like that. You can go month ahead. You can see the session. If you click on January 17th, you can see this is the first day of the general session. Scroll down more, you can see things that are happening, quick links here, things that are going to be happening. If you want to see things about the Senate or the House, right there. Anyway, let's quickly go if you want to look at committees, quickly go there. You can look up any committee that you want to look up, task force, things like that. Just quickly, let's go to a standing committee real quickly. Committees here, standing committees, ones that we're normally interested in. Let's look at the House Education Committee. Click on the committee name. It'll give you the meetings. These are the meetings for 2022. The last meeting they had was March 1st during the session. Standing committees only meet during the session. This was the committee members. This was the agenda for that meeting. You could go back and listen to that meeting if you wanted to. Here is that audio and video for it. So you can look up any of the meetings in the past. These were the meeting materials. Generally, that's a bill. Or if there's a presentation during the meeting, it would be listed here. For upcoming meetings, you can see them here. You can participate electronically in a meeting here. You can subscribe to a meeting at this box up in the right-hand corner. This means you'll get all the agendas when they're released for a committee. You'll also get all the minutes and meeting notifications. That sometimes could be a little bit of overkill, but you can just delete those. But if you want to be notified when this committee is going to meet, you can subscribe to the meeting right here. And anytime you want to go back to the home page, just go up to the left-hand corner to the logo of the Utah State Legislature. That'll take you back to the home page. So let's take a look at a bill real quickly to see some other features. I'm going to go to the 2022 bills right here. I'm going to come down here to House bills. I'm going to pick a bill that we had a lot to do with during the last session, and it was House Bill 396. Paid professional hours. We worked with Representative Moss, Jefferson Moss, on this bill. And you can see I had lots of co-sponsors. Everyone was really happy to support this bill. And this is the bill that gave educators 32 hours of educator-directed professional time. You can see this is the page for the bill. It's displaying the bill text right here. It'll also have a tracking page for the bill. It'll have the bill that was introduced. It'll have a fiscal note for the bill, how much it costs. But the main thing I'm going to show you is the bill status page. You click on the status, it shows the path this bill took to become a law. First it gets introduced, then it goes to the House where it was read in. Then it gets assigned to a committee, the House Education Committee right here. Then there was an amendment made in the committee. It was voted on. 1203. 3 was number absent. If any time you want to see what the actual vote was, who voted what, you can click on the vote to see that. Then it was voted on in the committee, passed out with a favorable recommendation. Then it went back to the House, and it was put on the House reading calendar, and there was a floor amendment. All that took was a voice vote, and then it was passed out of the House, 68 in favor, 7 absent. Then it goes to the Senate, and when it goes over to the Senate, or vice versa, it goes to the Rules Committee. They assigned it to the Senate Education Committee. It went to there, and there was a substitute made. So something needed to be changed in the bill, and it was changed. And then the Education Committee voted it out to the floor. Then the Senate Education Committee put it on the floor of the Senate. They voted it. Well, first they circled it. Okay. Circled means it's waiting for something to happen. Maybe the sponsor wasn't even on the floor. That's a simple reason. Or something needed to be done to the bill. Then it was uncircled. And then it was voted under suspension of the rules, because we're getting near the end of the session. It was the 2nd of March. And it was voted 26 yes votes, and then 3 were absent. Well, because there were amendments made in the Senate, it had to go back to the House for concurrence. It went onto the House concurrence calendar, and the House concurred with the Senate amendment, and it passed. Then it was signed by the Senate President, signed by the Speaker, and it went to the Governor, and the Governor signed it, and it went, and the bill was enacted. So that's the process. Very simple, but a lot of things happened along its journey, and that's the way the bill became a law. You can always reach out to any member of your legislative team if you want to know a bill, and you can always look for bills here. You can view the bills and see what's going on. Thank you for your time, and thanks for viewing this video.